You're watching the 2017 South African National Rally Championships. It's been a thrilling season in rallying in 2017, with each driver and navigator experiencing their ups and downs. With 4 different winners across the 7 rallies, it was anyone's guess who would come out on top in the final rally of the year. From the sugarcane and beaches in KZN to the forests and dust in Mpumalanga, the millies and rocks in Gauteng, the mountains of the Eastern Cape and beautiful canola fields in the Western Cape, it's been a long and hard-fought journey for each and every team. With that in mind, let's get straight into the action of the SCC rally at Carnival City. The final round of the South African National Rally Championship featured the tightest championship battle in many a year, going right down to the wire, and promised a dramatic conclusion to the season. And on road surfaces familiar to all the competitors, the SCC rally would provide no one driver or crew with undue advantage. Run by and large in the maize fields between Brakpan and Heidelberg, the event was hosted by Carnival City. It was also the third of the 7 events on the 2017 championship calendar to take place on similar roads, making the terrain familiar to all, rather than providing local advantage to some. The Premier R2 class was attracting significant attention, with Guy Botterill and Richard Leake's title showdown sure to be settled on the road of the SCC rally. But there was also intrigue in the open and classic classes.
Right guys, welcome to Carnival City, where the last rally of NRC is taking place. It's round number 7 of 7, and we're in for a thrilling title fight with Richard Leake and Guy Botterill. They're chasing for the first spot and to be the new SA Rally Champion of 2017.
At scrutineering, the tension ratcheted up a notch. Guy Botterill would be starting on the back foot. Following his Conrad failure in the Caledon rally, he would be running one of Chris Kurtz's second-hand engines in the Toyota Etios.
We're near Carnival City, out in the Boksburg, Brakpan area. The rally will start at Carnival City. We're doing scrutineering here at Carnival Toyota. Then we've got 2 stages at Carnival City today. The rest of the rally takes place between here and Heidelberg. So mostly gravel. 1 tar stage tonight at Carnival City. Typical Highveld, Milliefield type stages. The roads are quite rough. We did a recce earlier today. And it's going to be interesting because everyone has to push for the championship, and that might lead to people breaking cars on these type of roads.
Heading into the SCC rally, just 4 points separated defending champion Guy Botterill in second from the R2 class leader Richard Leake. A victory for either driver would secure the title, but any other result would see a multitude of permutations come to life. With the potential for a draw on the cards, countbacks to rally victories sparked debate and ensured that fans, organisers and rally crews alike had to keep their calculators on hand to see where the title would go.
Well, this is a very close event. Richard's only 4 points ahead of us, so it's a must-win event for us. We're feeling good. The car was good on the dyno, and we had a good shakedown yesterday. And we've just finished the recce. Roads look good. We're happy to go. Richard most certainly gave us a lifeline on the last event by not winning, so we are certainly going to hang on to that lifeline and capitalise on where we can.
We're in a fortunate position that we're leading the championship, so Guy has to win the event to actually beat us, and we just need to try and beat him. But Guy's in the position, if he doesn't finish at our second server, take him for second in the championship. So a bit more pressure on Guy than at us at this stage.
The classic class was far less tightly contested. Only a disaster would prevent Lee Rose from claiming the inaugural Classic Championship title. The opening stage of the SCC rally saw the crews take on a 5.8 kilometre long gravel route. The 24 contestants in the rally included Lunay Strydom, Arnold Neveling, Seybrand van den Berg, Rory Eland, Jose Ferreira, Sandra Labuschagne, Natasha Fourie, Jose de Govela, Jaco Baker, James van Wyk and Tiens Joubert in the open class, and the classic class cars of Lee Rose, Hubi van Molke, Roelof Koetser and Nati Boysen. But the main attractions were the R2 campaigners. Richard Leake got his title bid off to the best possible start, taking stage honours. Asia Potgieter was hot on Leek's wheels, posting the second fastest time. But the pressure told on Guy Botterill as he made a navigational error on the first corner of the rally, losing 10 seconds to Richard Leek in the process, proving that the usually unflappable champion was human after all.
It was a bit of a wrong turn. That corner double backs on itself, and I made a mistake. I wasn't listening to Simon, and I looked at the arrows, and the arrows were pointing to the right, and I went right, but the call was to go left, so we lost a lot of time there to turn around and go back. But that was turn one. I got that out the way, and we still got a lot of rallying to do. Tomorrow's the big day. It looks like it could rain tomorrow. That stage is very tricky. We're going into that stage again now. I know it's a short stage, but certainly I think that could play a big role in the end result, that short stage. There's a lot of rocks and a lot of little tree stumps in the way, so I think in this night stage we're going to take it easy, just so we get through it, and then we've got the tar stage left, and then tomorrow the real rally starts.
The following two stages saw the battle between Botterill and Leek ebb and flow, with first Botterill and then Leek gain time on the other.
Stage one was quite a tight stage compared to the other two stages. The other two stages were very undefined. It's very difficult. You have to make sure of your lines, because especially they're checking where we're cutting. They are checking our footage to see for any shortcuts. And the good thing is, it doesn't seem like they picked up anyone, so the roads were quite clean, so it's a good thing.
Definitely. The two stages that we've just done now are much faster, much more open. It's very difficult to see the road. We've got the sun in our eyes and everything is brown, so by the time I got there, a lot of the arrows were missing, so we couldn't really see the road so good. But anyway, we put up some reasonable times. We're quite happy. The car's fine, there's no problems, but we're in a good position to attack tomorrow, and I think being second on the road might not be a bad place to be.
While the top two championship contenders were focusing on each other, Asia Potgieter was driving his own race and moving into contention for rally victory.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of fun. The stages is very nice and very technical, some of the spots, so I'm enjoying it a lot. I think I'm lying second overall in this moment, so I'm trying to chase Leek, what's in front of me.
While the R2 class battle was heating up into a three-way tussle, Theuns Joubert and Etienne Lawrence had moved into the outright rally lead. The pair was rallying an S2000 specification Toyota Auris, and as such had far too much power for the R2 cars to be able to match their times. After the opening three stages, Theuns Joubert led outright, but Richard Leek was a vital 11.9 seconds up on his R2 rival Guy Botterill.
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
My name's Mark Warman.
I'm Darren Kirkpatrick.
And we get paid to bring dead cars back to life. We work with my best friend Royal and my son-in-law Josh. We search far and wide to find how a car was built, where it spent its life, and how it died. After that, we bring it back to look exactly the way it did on the day it was born. If we don't kill each other.
Just shut your mouth before I actually punch you out.
Can I leave a handprint on your face?
We're the people that bring the world to you. The people you come home to every night. The people that create things that change your life, then disappear into your everyday. We believe in changing lives, in sharing our success, in nurturing undiscovered talent, in the power of homegrown and the stars of tomorrow. We believe in inspiration, in innovation, in making the extraordinary possible and the revolutionary commonplace. We do this every day, not just to bring the world to you, but because our world is inspired by you. MultiChoice, enriching lives.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Out to prove that point are two teams of cash-hungry car breakers competing to make maximum profit from breaking end-of-life motors.
£1.5.
220 for £1. Watch out for international negotiations.
Este coche es mucho dinero.
Precision engineering.
Well, something happened there.
And stomach-churning off-road skills.
And stop.
Buckle up.
It's going to be very technical in the dark, so I think we're going to struggle with the next stage, all of the 1600s. But we'll push as hard as we can, and then we will see where we end on the end of the stage.
The fourth and fifth stages of the SCC rally were conducted under the cover of darkness. Stage 4 was a repeat of the route used on the opening stage of the rally, and its tight, twisting corners proved difficult for all but Asia Potgieter. The young driver in his Lake Umuzi VW Polo stormed to stage victory by nearly 4 seconds over the powerful Aurus of Tienschuber. The final stage of the opening day of the rally was an altogether different affair, a short spectator-friendly tar road dash around Carnival City. As is often the case on these stages, it was a matter of safety first and ensuring that no time was lost to penalties ahead of the rally's pivotal second day. Guy Botterill claimed the stage victory, but there was drama post-stage. Richard Leek and his co-driver Henry Koner's title hopes went up in smoke with a terminal mechanical on the ATS Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, we unfortunately had a situation. We finished stage 5, had a good time, still had a good lead. On our way back to service, the car started cutting out. Got the car pushed into service, got it going again in service, and as we exited service, the car just died and didn't want to restart. So unfortunately, we're out. Now we have to wait for the event and see what happens and if Guy finishes or not.
Leek's dramatic withdrawal from the SCC rally left Guy Botterill in the pound seats to claim his 4th South African National Rally Championship title. He would still have to keep an eye on the hard-charging Asia Potgieter, however, as the VW driver had moved to within 0.7 of a second of the R2 class lead. 2017 has been a breakthrough year for Richard Leek and Henry Koner. During the season, the pair shook off their reputations as a fast but accident-prone combination. It is a cruel twist of fate that their first failure to complete a rally this year took place in the title-deciding final rally. Despite only securing one rally victory, their consistency saw them accumulate 66 points, enough to keep the pressure on Guy Botterill, despite their absence for the remainder of the rally.
We've loaded the car with a lot of spares. We've got an extra wheel in the car. We just have to get to the end now and make sure we score the points.
While Guy Botterill took exercised caution, the rest of the field pushed on. Jono van Wyk in the Ford Fiesta and Asia Potgieter in particular upped the pace.
Stage 6 was a very nice stage. We enjoyed it a lot. There was a lot of rocks, so we drive carefully to finish the stage. I think we end second in the stage, just a 0.0 second behind the first guy. So we enjoyed the stage and it was a very nice stage, so it went well.
Chart Conradi was on the move after a slow start to the rally. The leading classic, the Ford Fiesta of Lee Rose, was mixing it up with the R2s. While Roelof Kurzer was a little more circumspect on the tricky roads. Nati Boyson's Ford Escort Mark I was the third fastest classic car on the stage. In the absence of Richard Leek, Asia Potgieter took the fight to Guy Botterill and the R2 class lead. Tienschuber led overall after 6 stages. On the SCC Rally's 7th stage, Asia Potgieter took control of the event. Hot off the back of his Caledon Rally victory, his confidence was clearly high. Chart Conradi made further inroads up the leaderboard, posting the second fastest R2 class time on the stage. Guy Botterill could not afford to slack off too much, as he was needing a podium finish to win the title. About a minute down on the podium contenders, Chris Koetser and Jono van Wyk were battling for fourth.
Surfaces are good, we've got good traction, it's very as I said, fast, and you've got to keep your wits about you because the first 4 cars are all putting up super fast times. So we're about 12 seconds behind Jono van Wyk now, and we'll have to keep pushing. It's really, really good.
JJ Potgieter though was out of contention. Still leading the timesheets was the powerful 4-wheel drive Urus of Theuns Joubert. After mechanical issues on day 1 which saw them withdraw after the first stage, George Smalberger and Chris Brand's rally ended in spectacular fashion. Pulling off the start line cleanly on stage 7, they suddenly found themselves in all sorts of trouble, and although this marked a terrible end to the season, both men were okay. The distinctive and fan-favourite Ford Escort Mark II of Lee Rose continued to make short work of the treacherous conditions. Roelof Koetser has yet to defeat Rose this campaign. Surely only a retirement could separate Rose from the title. With Roily Eland having withdrawn his Subaru from the rally after 3 stages, Rene Stradum was on course for the Open Class title. After 7 stages, the tension was provided by the knowledge that Guy Botterill had to finish 3rd or better to win the title. On the 8th stage, Asia Potgieter once again posted the fastest R2 class time, extending his lead over Guy Botterill, Jono van Wyk and company. Having struggled with consistency during the campaign, Van Wyk was looking for solid championship points. Guy Botterill, though, was working to maintain the balance between pace and safety. With Chart Conradi in 4th in the R2 class, he would need to beat Botterill to prevent his fellow Toyota driver from claiming the 2017 title. Though Lee Rose is undoubtedly one of the most competitive personalities in the rally pit lane, he fundamentally takes part for the love of the sport, first and foremost. The pressure was telling at the sharp end, though.
I'm racing for the championship, so I'm not going to change our approach if AC and I are very close. So we're just going to hang out there and just stick to our game plan.
No, between the two of us, we're having a lot of fun. You know, we're still developing the Mazda. We've had an absolute awesome weekend so far. 4 stages to go. We're still fighting for 3rd. To be on the podium will be nice. We're having fun. It's awesome.
With just 4 stages remaining in the season, this is how the SCC General Classification timesheets were shaping up, with Theuns Joubert in a comfortable lead. The 14.55 kilometer 8th stage once again saw a charging Asia Potgieter top the R2 class timesheets. Chart Conradi's charge faltered though, as he could only post the 4th fastest time. It appeared that Guy Botterill had found a rhythm, driving conservatively but still fast enough. The Mazda 2 of Chris Koetser was running well, 4th in the class. The Swazi cowboy Jono van Wyk had not given up on chasing down Guy Botterill for 2nd in the class and 3rd overall. JJ Potgieter, meanwhile, was banking kilometers for next season. The yellow and black Ford Escort of Lee Rose and Elvin Koetser was running silky smooth, though since its return post the engine rebuild after its withdrawal from the Electro Thread Rally in August, Rose has not pushed the car to its limits. With 9 of the 13 stages completed, Tiens Joubert topped the overall classifications, while the R2 battle intensified behind him.
Africa Racing.
Make sure to keep an eye out for the latest round of the Africa Off-Road Racing Championship Series, the Otisdal 200, covering the kiddies race, the quads, the side-by-sides, the motorcycles, and of course the big bangers, that's the special vehicles and the production vehicles. All the action only on Racing Ignition Channel 189.
Africa Racing.
The design doctors are Denise O'Connor and Catherine Crowe, two of Ireland's leading design experts.
In Ireland, when it comes to design, it's not that we have no taste, it's just that we're a little bit afraid to take a risk.
It's as if we think design is something for someone else, but it's just not the case.
Over the coming weeks, they will be taking on homes across the country to show how good design can change people's quality of life.
Great design is when you walk in somewhere and you just go, wow.
Great design can really make a massive difference to the way we live our everyday lives.
The design doctors will be solving the most common problems in Irish homes today. From colour to light, from storage to flow, Denise and Catherine will be giving us tips and hints to make the most of what we have and help us realise the full potential of the homes we live in.
My name's JD. People call me Brother JD. Everybody calls me JD. And the business is El Ray's Garage. El Ray's. It started in my backyard as a place. It's just a place for expression, art, music, style, cars, bikes. What kind of project do we specialize in? Well, we specialize in bringing old cars back from the dead, bringing them back to life. That's what I enjoy the most. Just old cars that have been sitting for a while, that somebody wants to get rid of, abandoned, projects left for dead. I like to come along, get them cheap, and make them run. Then make them pretty, drop them, paint them, interior work, dual exhaust, make them sound good, look nasty, and that's it, man.
Stage 10 saw Asia Potgieter edge further ahead of Guy Botterill, while only Jono van Wyk could come close to matching his stage time on the 13-kilometer long stage. Asia Potgieter continued his battle with van Wyk on stage 11. Van Wyk has showed moments of true pace this season, but without any major sponsors he has footed the bill himself, showing his love for the sport. Another flying, self-funded driver was the rally leader, Tiens Joubert. The backing of Toyota Gazoo Racing does not make rallying easy for Guy Botterill, however. Every crew, from the R2 champion-elect to the classic class heroes like Lee Rose, have to reach deep into their pockets to fund their passion. With 2 stages left to rally, the time gaps appear to have cemented the top 8. Now, only a crash or a breakdown could derail the status quo. On the penultimate stage of the SCC rally, Asia Potgieter clocked his 7th successive R2 stage win. The experienced Chart Conradi also made a return to near the top of the timesheets, while Guy Botterill upped the pace to keep the Wolves at bay and further secure the championship points. Though not in the top 8, JJ Potgieter was closing out the SCC rally well. As a relative newcomer to the sport, he needs to bank all the experience he can to return competitive in 2018. On the final stage of the rally, Guy Botterill concluded his season in style, driving to a joint fastest time on the 5-kilometer stage with Asia Potgieter. The young VW driver may have won the rally, but the Toyota driver secured the championship title. Chris Kutzer was the 6th fastest R2 through the final stage. Jono van Wyk was 3rd fastest, in so doing securing the final R2 class podium place. And JJ Potgieter showed he has the single stage pace to be competitive. In the classic class, Lee Rose completed a dominant rally victory with a clean run through the final stage.
The rally went very, very well. I think we achieved the goal we wanted to achieve. Our goal was to came first in the rally, and we did it. So, but we enjoyed it. It was a very nice rally, a quick rally, some technical parts and some few difficult moments that we have. But we enjoyed it a lot, and we're just going to build on it for next year.
Well, it's been fantastic. We've had a real up and down season. We had a couple mechanical failures along the way, and going into this event it was quite tight between myself and Richard. And we managed to do what we needed to do to clinch the victory. Today was quite stressful. Richard fell out last night, and we needed to come in the top 3 to win the championship. So it was quite a tough day trying to control our pace, control our speed, and make sure we don't fall out. So it's not always easy to drive a little bit off the pace, but we managed to get through. Simon was fantastic on the notes. Car was faultless. We never had a single glitch with the car. And the team has worked really, really hard to get us to where we are now. And to win 4 championships in a row is not an easy feat, and it just shows the hard work that's going on in the workshop to make us do that. So we're really happy. The team's ecstatic, and we're really planning next year and getting everything ready for the future.
Go behind the